guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this quick tutorial here, I'm going to show you guys how to do a perfect circle. And as you can see here, this is what I will show you. I didn't change the color comes like this. So you could do this with any color, and with this type of pattern or this kind of shape, you could do a lot of things. You could do coasters, you could do plate mats or table mats, you could do rags, you could do a lot of things with it. You could even do blankets, to be honest with you. If you did this as big as you can make it to be a size of a blanket, you can do so as well. Yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this perfect circle. It's mostly targeted to beginners who are just learning to crochet, because I know I have a few of you on the channel here. So this is going to be for you guys. It's always good to do the basic stitches. I have a playlist for that, so go check it out. And when you know how to do your basic stitches, the next thing that I would always recommend is know how to do your basic shapes. So something like a circle, a square, a hexagon, like a rectangle, all of these kind of shapes will really help you to create your projects that are more complex in the future. But for now, I'm going to show you guys how to do these circles, so don't go anywhere. Also, I'd like to just quickly remind you guys, if you're new here, especially, welcome to this channel. It's called Simply Angel Tia, and that's me. I do tutorials on how to crochet. Sometimes I throw in a vlog here and there just to talk about things that I'm passionate about, but mostly it's about tutorials on how to crochet. Yeah, so if you think you like it, go check it out first. Look at it, look at the videos that I have, look at the playlist I have. If you think you like it, go ahead and subscribe. And if not, then it's all good. I'm okay if you're not into this channel. But yeah, it would be good if you could check it out first and see other things that I have as well. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and get started. For this tutorial, I'm just going to use some scrap yarn that I have laying around. It's a medium weight number 4 acrylic, and I'm using a corresponding hook, which is a 5mm crochet hook, or H8 US. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to get started here, we're going to start by doing a magic circle. And for those of you who are new to crochet, if you're a beginner or you have not seen how I do a magic circle yet, this is how I do it. I just loop the yarn around my finger like that, my thumb, and I pinch it here with my middle finger to hold it there, and then I slide the loop off my finger like that. I take my hook, I put it in that space, in that loop, then I yarn over, I bring the yarn in, and that's my magic circle right here. Okay, now to get this started, we're going to do a chain of 2. So 1, 2, and this chain of 2 counts as your first double crochet, and then we're going to add 11 more to make it 12. So if you don't know how to do a double crochet stitch, you just yarn over, go into the ring, bring it back. You have 3 loops on the hook like that, yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the remaining 2 loops. So that's how you do your double crochet. Okay, and like I said, you're going to do a total of 12 in the magic circle. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's my 12 double crochet stitches in the magic circle, the first one here being the chain 2 that we started with. Okay, now at this point you can pull the tail that you left hanging to close the magic circle like that. Okay, and to even close it more, we're going to slip stitch this end to that side to make it so that there's no gap here. So you're just going to slip stitch on top of the chain 2 that you did in the previous row, in this row, at the beginning of this row. Okay, so now your circle is complete like that, and you can leave this like this because you're going to keep pulling it and it shuts the middle completely. Okay, and then you're going to do a chain of 2. So 1, 2, and in this stitch right next to your chain 2, you're going to do 2 double crochet stitches. So this is now where we start to increase our work so that we can continue to keep it flat as opposed to it kind of bending inwards. Okay, I have done a really quick tutorial on my channel that just shows you how to do that, but this is gonna be what we do here. So I do one and then I add another one in the same stitch, because now we're increasing in this row. Okay, then you move on to the next stitch and you do 2 more double crochet stitches in the same stitch. And so what you're going to do all around here until you get back to this section here is you do 2 double crochet stitches in each stitch. So we're gonna double up here. So we had 12 stitches to start with, and at the end of this second row we will have 24 stitches, and the point is to increase by 12 every time to keep your work flat. Okay, so go ahead and do your double crochet stitches, 2 in each stitch, until you get back to this end here. Okay, so I have reached the end here. I have 23 stitches. I need to do my 24th, and I'm going to do my 24th stitch in the next stitch here. Okay, so just like that. And then I'm going to slip stitch on top of the first double crochet, which was a chain 2. Just on top of it, I'm going to slip stitch here. And what this does is it joins that chain 2 that we did in this row with the final double crochet stitch and makes that the double. So now we have 24 rows, 24 stitches all together here, and that's how your circle looks so far. Okay, so and then we go on to the third row. We're going to do chain 2 again, and in this next stitch right here, we're going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Keep in mind we're increasing by 12 every row, so we increase by 12 here to make it 24 from 12, and then we're going to increase by another 12 in this row here, and we're just going to keep doing that in each row. Okay, so we do our one double crochet in that stitch, and then in the next one we do 2 double crochets in one stitch. So as you can see, there's 2 here, and then there's 1, and then there's 2 here, and then we should do 1 in the next one, and then in the next we do 2 double crochets, and we just continue to do this until we come back around until you have 1 stitch left there. So go ahead and do this alternation of 2 double crochets in one stitch and then 1 double crochet in one stitch until you come back to the end, or to the beginning, I should say, the beginning of this here, and then come back to the video and I will show you how to connect the final stitch and then start the next row together. So see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I have completed going around here, and as you can see, I have 1 final stitch to go. The last stitch that I did here is a single double crochet in that stitch, because the one previous to that was a 2 double crochets in one stitch. And so keep in mind, when we started this side here, we did our chain 2, which counts as a double crochet, and in the next stitch we did 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, just like that. So now this is a single, well, it's a double crochet, it's a standalone double crochet, I should say. It doesn't have another one into it. And on this side I have a standalone double crochet, which it doesn't have a second one into it, which means in between those two we should do 2 double crochets in this stitch here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So this is our first and then second. Okay, so that's how we finish this third row. It's a little bit different from the previous row. And then now we're gonna close this gap here by slip stitching on top of the double crochet stitch from this row. So like that. Okay, so now as you can see, you have your perfect circle, and you're going to continue growing this as long as you want. So you could do coasters with this, you can do dishcloths, you could do like face cloths, you could do a lot of things. You could even do blankets if you wanted to do like a really big blanket using this circle design. That is something that is absolutely doable. And again, it's completely solid. As you can see, there's no gaps to it. So again, you're going to continue to do that. So for this 4th row that we're going to start, we do again chain 2, 1, 2 to count as our double crochet. And in the next stitch right after that, we're going to do just like we've been doing, 2 double crochets in that stitch. Okay, and then now we're going to skip 2 double crochets, or not skip, my bad, we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we're not doing 1 anymore, we're increasing by doing 2 here, and then we're gonna do 2 in the next, back to back 2, but in each stitch we do 1. That's a little bit hard to explain there. and then after that we're gonna now do the 2 after that. Okay, and then we're gonna do 2 double crochet, 1 in each stitch, just like that. And then in the next we do 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So again, we're increasing by another 12 in this row here. So we had 36 stitches in the previous row, and then we're adding 12 more here. Do the math, whatever that comes up to. But it's also always good to make sure you're counting, especially if you don't trust that you may not have the number of stitches that you require in each row. Just count and always make sure you're adding 12. If you don't have the number that corresponds to what you added to, then something went array somewhere, something went bad somewhere. And it's always good to go back and look at your work and make sure you are following the pattern. So this is how you continue to do it. And in the next one, you're going to be doing 3 double crochets in each in 3 different stitches, and then in the 4th you're going to do 2 double crochets in 1. So we're increasing, and which mean, for example, here we didn't have any single crochet alone, like a double crochet standalone. We had doubled on each and every stitch. In the second one, we had in every other stitch we had just a double crochet standalone. And then now in this one we have 2 double crochet standalones before we do 2 double crochets in 1. In the next row you're going to be having 3 double crochet standalones before you do 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. So that you continue to do that until you are satisfied with the size. So I'm going to do a few more rows here for you off camera. You do the same, just work and follow what we just did here. And when you get to, I'm going to do about 6 rows just so I have a decent size that I can actually show you guys. So as you can see here, I have 1, 2, 3. I'm working on my 4th, and then I will do 2 more after that. And then I will come and show you guys how it looks like, just so that it's a little bit bigger than this, okay? So go ahead and do that and come back when you have 6 rows just to try out to see how it looks like for you as well. See you guys in a bit. Okay, so as you can see here, I did 6 rows of this just so you have a decent size to look at. And that's pretty much how you do a solid circle. Okay, so as you can see, again, the color changed, not because I changed the color myself. It's a variegated yarn. As you can see here, I was just about to start this dark, like the brown one. But we're gonna stop here because it's just a sample to show you guys how to do a perfect circle. And that's pretty much it here. So I hope you guys learned something from this. And as you can see, if you were to continue doing this, you will just continue to do it until you have the size of whatever you're making. You could do like a bathroom mat, or you could do like a door rag, whatever it is that you would make with this kind of pattern. But yeah, you pretty much just continue to do it like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this is gonna be something that you can learn from. Just how to do a perfect circle like this. And yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.